Thank you to all the survivors and family members present today, including Ms. Ginger Lane, Mr. Dumitru Mukleshku, and Ms. Marianne Mular. It is a true privilege to be here with you. Thank you for sharing your stories of persecution, but also of perseverance. It's one thing to read about the Holocaust in a book. It's another thing to hear about it from someone who lived it. That human connection really makes a difference. It deepens our understanding of the darkest moments in human history on a personal level. And it strengthens our resolve to live up to the sacred promise, never again. So thank you all. I also want to thank Secretary General Guterres, President Yang, Undersecretary Fleming, and all of those esteemed representatives and guests who are with us today to commemorate International Holocaust Remembrance Day. The theme of this gathering, Holocaust Remembrance for Dignity and Human Rights, serves as a reminder of how hatred, dehumanization, and apathy can lead to genocide. And it underscores the importance of calls for collective action to prevent the spread of hatred and denial of the Holocaust. 2025, as we have heard, marks the 80th anniversary of the end of World War II and the liberation of the Nazi concentration and death camps that were some of the main sites of the genocide of 6 million Jews, known as the Holocaust. The United Nations General Assembly designated January 27th the anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz-Birkenau in 1945 as International Holocaust Remembrance Day, a time to remember the 6 million Jewish victims of the Holocaust and the millions of other victims of Nazi persecution. We are here today to recognize the importance of commemorating this day and the extraordinary courage of the victims and survivors of the Holocaust. For survivors of the Holocaust, returning to a dignified life was vital. Every day we have a moral obligation to honor that struggle, to honor the victims, learn from the survivors, and carry forth the lessons of the century's most heinous crime. We are continually and painfully reminded that hate doesn't go away. It only hides. And it falls to each of us to speak out against the resurgence of antisemitism and ensure that bigotry and hate receive no safe harbor. At home and around the world, we must promote dignity and human rights in the face of the continuing scourge of antisemitism. Unfortunately, despite these efforts, today we see the rise of antisemitism and other forms of hatred globally. Holocaust denial and distortion are also on the rise. They are a form of antisemitism and are often coupled with xenophobia. History shows, as hatred directed at Jews rises, violence and attacks on the foundations of democracy are not far behind. It is vital that we confront this problem at this moment. The Anti-Defamation League, ADL, recently released Global 100 survey highlights, which highlight significant trends and areas of concern regarding anti-Semitic attributes worldwide. It was conducted in 103 countries and territories. According to this survey, 46% of adults harbor elevated levels of anti-Semitic sentiment. This represents an estimated 2.2 billion people worldwide, marking the highest level since the ADL began tracking these trends over a decade ago. The data also highlights a troubling increase in anti-Semitic attitudes among younger demographics, with significant implications for future societal dynamics. Holocaust distortion is now 13 percentage points more prevalent than Holocaust denialism. Although the survey has no specific data on the exact cause of this, ADL experts believe that social media and new malicious variations of mis- and disinformation are playing a major role in Holocaust distortion. Despite these alarming statistics, the results also show global acknowledgement of anti-Semitism as a pressing issue, with the majority recognizing it as a serious problem. This presents a crucial opportunity for governmental action and policy intervention to combat these biases effectively. We urge the endorsement and implementation of the global guidelines for countering anti-Semitism, already embraced by scores of nations and organizations, as an essential step toward mitigating the scourge of global anti-Semitism. The United States also embraces the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance's working definition of anti-Semitism, inclusive of its examples. As a founding member of the 35-member International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance, we encourage the IHRA's recommendations for teaching and learning about the Holocaust. The challenge now lies in putting these guidelines into practice. The UN must demonstrate its full commitment to its human rights mandate and take concrete steps that will lead to tangible progress. Together, we can make a difference. Together, we can stamp out hate. Atrocities like the Holocaust don't just happen. They are allowed to happen. It is up to us to stop them. Never again. I thank you.